Today I want to just post a few tips about skies. The first thing to do thinking about sky in your painting is don't think about it as the sky. If you think sky, you'll probably think blue sky, white puffy clouds. Instead, think about what it is in the composition, what it's doing. It's just one of the shapes in your composition. What is it doing for the whole composition? Sky is very seldom the main subject of the painting. Usually, it fulfills some other roles, and these are the roles to think about. Let's see, I'm going to show you a few examples. Yeah, here we go. One is a strong element in the composition, something that says, look at that. In this case, the sky is pointing right down to the lightest spot on the mountain form and the roads leading up there. So everything is leading to that. It makes it more dramatic. Oh, let's see, go back to this one. Here, the sky isn't quite as dramatic, but it's still a major component leading down to the little farmhouse and trees and things. In this, secondly, it can be used as a subtle reminder. In this case, it's a little darker to the right and a little darker to the left, and the sky gets lighter right there in the middle where I want that gap between the tanks to show up with a lot of linear stuff. So it's a backdrop against something more dramatic. Or here, very subtly, the sky is pointing down towards the buildings. Or it can be a very simple, flat backdrop to the greater action of the subject. In this case, the light and shadow on the rooftop and the energetic tree behind it. The fence line is leading in into it. So everything is focused there, but the sky doesn't play a major part except as a background gray. Okay, those are some things to think about as you're doing your painting. If you're thinking about sky, don't think sky, think what is it doing for my composition? What do I want it to do? Today I'm going to do a little demonstration of a dramatic sky, pardon me, leading down to my main subject, something that says, look at that. Not something that says, look at me. All right. Here's the little subject, a little tractor and the tree and the road going around, but it's sort of blah. It's not really very dramatic. And today I'm going to really show you what a sky can do and what dramatizing the values in here can do. So if I pop this up, bring it up stronger, and have the sky lead down to it, I hopefully will have something more energetic than this. I'm going to spray the sky area a little bit, not a lot, but just enough to create some soft edges. And then I'm going to start with the dark. The thing about darks, watercolor always dries a step, probably a full step lighter than what you put down. So go a little darker than you think. If you put down a value and it feels just right, it's going to be disappointing later. So go a little darker than you think you ought to. I'm going to, let's see, let me give you a little view of the and a little palette up there. That way you can see it. I'm taking some blue, adding a little red to it. Yeah, that's pretty dark, isn't it? I know about what I want. Darkest right in there with that color will reflect down in here. Just take a little of the earth color reflected up there. Then I'll get a little more water. I'm going to take a little warm color, put inside that cloud. Soften some edges even more. And I'm not worried about that tree because I'm going to have that a little darker anyway. And a little of that earth color reflected up underneath the tree, or the cloud, I mean. At least we could get the names of the subjects right. And warm it and coming down to the horizon. Softening edges is easier when it's fully wet. And I think I'm going to come up here with some all right. They say don't be afraid of the dark. Sounds like a song. I think, in fact, I'm going to take a few, not quite enough juice in that. Remember, that will dry lighter than I think it will. So if it scares me just a little bit, it's probably just right. I don't want that piece of white right there. There. Okay. All right, that's dramatizing it. I'm just going to dry this area right here a little bit because I'm going to pop some dark into that. Okay, now it's out at the edges of shapes that you see the actual leaves. At the edges of here where dark meets light, I'm going to go a little darker than that. See, if we're not afraid of the dark, we can get some interesting things happening. And the further away I get from that center of interest, the less attention I want, the less detail. Keeping it simple. All right, and lastly, a little extra activity. There. Always some little thing in there that you want to put in at the end. I don't want that too dark. I have to step back and kind of look at the whole thing and decide how much it needs there. So, okay. All right, that's it, and here's the finished painting. This is a secondary drama thing, but doesn't have enough going on to keep your attention there, so it leads to this, and this helps lead to that. And got a good subject matter. Old tractor sitting up under the tree. I sketched that in Wyoming when I was doing a workshop up there. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy this.